Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Bum 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 bum. Give him two lips like roses and clover. Bum bum bum. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Bum 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 bum. Don't have nobody to call my own. Bum 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 bum. Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him the word that I'm not a rover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Oh, Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman,
yes?
bring us a dream. Give him a pair of eyes with a come hither gleam. Give him a lonely heart like Pagliacci, and lots of wavy hair like Liberace. Mr. Sandman, someone to hold, would be so peachy before we're too old. So please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring us, please, 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 Mr. Sandman, bring us a dream.
It's time to lock the doors and turn out the lights. You're listening to Tales of the Unknown.
Good evening, one and all. We are live with Tales of the Unknown. As usual, I am Doc Stoney. With me is Wayne and Tedro, and we have an amazing special guest that, for obvious reasons, we're going to allow Wayne to introduce.
Oh, tonight we've got a real good one. Everybody's going to know this guy. Tony Moran from Halloween, 1978. He played Michael Myers, everybody. Welcome, Tony Moran.
Yeah! Welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, thank you very much, guys, for having me.
Oh, the honor is ours. This is a true privilege, and we thank you for taking the time out to do this with us. I gotta say, truly, as we said pre-interview, one of the most iconic characters to this day in horror and the start of the slasher genre. Our full respect and thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me also. I really appreciate it.
Now, Wayne, I know you got to have some questions because this is right up your alley when it comes to Halloween.
Oh, Halloween is my all-time favorite film. I've got a lot of them. For starters, how was it getting to, portray one of the most well-known slashers of all time?
Well, You know, back then, you know, it was nothing. It was to the point where I was embarrassed that I was even doing the part. You know what I mean? But now, I mean, God, I mean, are you kidding me? It's the most humbling and, you know, thing for me because I fought doing that movie pretty hard. You know, I didn't want to do it. Well, I fought hard. I mean, not really hard. I mean, it was just a thing with my agent that I told her I didn't want to do it. But anyways, but now, I mean, gosh, it's like, holy moly, you know, I mean, I remember not even really paying attention because I had split Hollywood and left acting in my early 30s. And I just kind of, hold on a second. I just, okay, never mind. I kind of, you know, remember seeing all these Halloweens keep coming out in the theaters, and I'm like, what in the world, you know? And it wasn't until I started doing conventions that I really got a real grasp of what has happened, you know?
Yeah, Halloween's just, it became one of those iconic films, you know, one of the biggest independent films of all time. And it's a film that just keeps on going. And that, you know, like we had said off air, the fans are a major, major part of that. The fan base is so big. You have groups all over social media. There's conventions, you know, based just around that film series alone. Did anybody at that point in time, you know, on set in the moment making it, did anyone have an idea that it was going to blow up like this?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, you know, I've read, though, that Halloween is the highest grossing, the all-time highest grossing independent horror movie of all time. Of all time. Crazy, huh?
I believe that's right.
And for me, and everybody... Hold on. What is it? Are you there?
We're still here.
We are.
Are you there?
Yep,
Yes,
we're here.
still here, sir.
Sorry, I dropped my phone.
Oh,
on.
not a problem. You take your time. We
Are you
understand
there?
you're driving. Yes, we're here.
There?
Hello? Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah,
we're
we
here,
hear
Mr.
you.
Moran.
Okay, sorry about that. I dropped the phone. Well, it got unhooked from my headphones. Anyways, back then, me in particular, and, you know, I'm good friends with TJ. She felt, you know, pretty much the same way. I mean, you know, nothing had been done like that movie before. And how I felt about it is I figured maybe 2 weeks in the drive-in, and then that would be about it. It would, you know, disappear. You know, they never had done a mask before in a horror movie. You know, for me, when I heard about it, my agent called me up about it. I mean, she told me the movie was called, you know, the horror movie called Halloween, and I thought that was about the corniest thing I ever heard in my life. You know, how stupid, you know. And what happened, you know, actually, factually, what happened was the movie was released in a bunch of theaters, small theaters across the country. And there was a real famous film critic on TV at the time. His name was Rex Reed. And he happened to see the movie. And he gave it a thumbs up. And that's really how Halloween blew up. That's how it got, you know, to the mass audiences. If it wasn't for him, who knows?
Yeah,
That'd
it's
be
still...
that'd be like the modern equivalent of a Siskel and Ebert double thumbs up.
Yeah, it was sort of like that kind of a thing, yeah, except it was Rex Reed. He was the guy back then.
If I remember correctly, the first theater that it was shown at to the public was right here in Kansas City, Missouri in 1978.
No shit. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure it's what it was. A good friend of mine who was around back then, he's a little bit older than me, he was in the theater and got to see the film with his dad, and he was given 3 lobby cards, and he's held on to them all these years, and last year he presented them to me for my birthday.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought was, I'm a massive Halloween fan, so that was a great gift. I've got them at home hanging up on my wall.
That's incredible. That's a great, great gift. Are you kidding? That's awesome.
One of them was the shot with you.
With the mask off, or me strangling Jamie Lee Curtis.
When you're strangling and she's going to reach for the mask.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Are they black and white or are they color?
Black and white.
Oh, that's even better.
Now, I wished I had gotten it 2 years earlier when you was here for Kansas City Crypticon, because I could have got it signed. So now we most definitely got to have you back.
Yeah, you gotta pull some strings for me or something. Get me back there.
I'm friends with the promoter, so I can work on that.
Beautiful. Aren't they the same people that do the one in November?
September, and then another one. I think there's maybe 3 or 4 of them all together, and there's a group of them that work together.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, when here's how it happened. You with me and Halloween, I'll help you out here. What happened was, I was sleeping on it's probably a well-known story to most people now, but just in case, I was sleeping on a couch at my buddy's place, the typical starving actor gig thing going on, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I had just started out, and I was in an acting workshop at the time. And I hadn't done anything yet except for a Saturday morning children's show. I just did one day on it at the beach. But anyways, my agent calls me up and she says, I'm sorry it's been slow, for you for interviews, for your type and your age. There just hasn't been anything, But I got this low budget, $350,000, independent horror movie called Halloween, and you play some psycho in it, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. And I said, well, how are obscenities on this show anyway? Can you do it or not?
You can say what you want to say, sir.
Okay, well, because here's what I said to her, quote unquote, because I could talk to her this way, because I knew her most of my whole life. I said, well, who the fuck is Jamie Lee Curtis? Because I didn't know who she was, and she was only 20. She was only 20 at the time, and I was 21. And she says, well, it's Janet Leigh's daughter and Tony Curtis's daughter. And I go, well, so what, and she goes, well, look at, this director's supposed to be an up-and-coming director or whatever, I don't know. And I said, no, I don't want to know, because I took myself pretty seriously back then in this acting workshop. I was doing Shakespeare and shit, you know what I mean?
You're a good actor.
Good. Yeah. So anyways, she says, look, Donald Pleasance is in it. And I said, there's no fucking way he's in this movie. That's not true. It can't be true. It can't be. Because I was a huge fan of his. And, this is a classical British actor that's going to do this low-budget horror movie called Halloween. There was no way.
A serious actor,
Yeah. Yeah. Now, as a side note, what I found out was he was on his 5th or 6th marriage, and so he had a bunch of alimony he was paying, so that's why he did it, mainly why he did it. But anyways, she promised me, she says, no, I swear to God, Tony, he's already signed the contract, he's in. And I'm like, what? So that was on a Wednesday, and the interview was on that coming Friday at 8:30 in the morning in Hollywood, and in like the most ghetto places, Hollywood, up of in an alleyway type thing, upstairs from something else, and just really, really ghetto.
Right.
And she says, like I said, all I know is you play a psycho. That's all I know, Tony. And I go, okay. So I didn't sleep for the next couple of nights, and I didn't shower, and I didn't shave, on purpose. And I didn't drink any coffee to help anything, and there was no such thing as energy drinks, back then. So because I wanted to be as cranky as possible, because I thought, I got nothing to lose. So if they don't cast me, I can care less. You know what I mean? But I would like to be in a movie with Donald Pleasance, but who the hell is going to see it? So I go on the interview, and I was cranky, and it was a one-room office, and I went in, and there's a guy to the right of me that was sitting behind a desk, Erwin Yablon, the producer, you know, the executive producer, and he was in a tie, clean cut, you know, and I'm like, all right, you know. I shook his hand, and he points across the room, and he goes, that's my director, John Carpenter. And I look over to the left, and on this couch is this guy with, you know, really long hair and, you know, jeans and a T-shirt and tennis shoes, and I'm like, oh, shit, this fucking sucks. This fucking sucks, you know? And I was so pissed off, you know, because my little sister, you guys probably know who she is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Aaron Moran.
Yeah, from Happy Days. So they filmed that at Paramount, so it was very corporate, you know. So that's what I was used to, is like these real corporate, you know, real business-like type, you know, type
Suit
stuff,
and tie
you know.
yuppie dudes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking at this guy, and I shook his hand. I'm like, fuck, you know. So they all they did, they didn't tell me shit, you know, about the movie much. They just said it was a horror movie, whatever. But they just kind of talked to me for like 10 minutes or so, you know. And then that was that. And I split. And I, you know, went home or whatever I did, I don't know. But later that afternoon, and that was in the days of the beepers, you know, there was no cell phones back then, you know.
Right.
And, anyways, I got a call from my agent, and she said, congratulations, you got the job. And I swore, this is honest to God truth. I said, what do you fucking do, you know?
Yeah, 'cause at this point, you had no clue what it even was.
Yeah, so she said, come in Monday and sign the contracts and all that stuff. They want your measurements, blah, 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 you know. So I said, okay. So I do that Monday. So then I get my call date and go down to the house in Hollywood where they filmed part of it. And I go to the front door, and I said, I'm looking for so-and-so, and this so-and-so came. And it was a girl. I think it was Bill Hill. And she had these coveralls, you know, flapped over her arm. And she had the army boots, you know, hooked in her fingers. And then she had a mask. And then she had a jar of Vaseline.
You're like, is this for the contract?
Yeah, and I'm like, what in the world? You know, so I you know, I felt like I was doing a porno or something, you know?
I was getting ready to say, just luckily there wasn't a ball gag hanging.
Yeah. So I point at the mask, and I go, what's that for? She goes, well, you got to wear it. I go, what? I wear a mask I wear that mask in this? And I'd already signed the contracts, you know? So needless to say, I was pretty pissed off. Well, she said, well, look at. Don't worry. There's a scene where the mask gets ripped off and you get to see your face, so don't worry about it. You know, you'll be able to see your face for, you know, and I said, okay. And I said, because I needed the money too, to be quite frank with you, you know. And I go, well, what's the Vaseline for? She goes, well, you got a lot of hair. She goes, you got to put the Vaseline in your hair because this mask is 100% latex. When it comes off, it's like Velcro. It'll just tear your hair out. This way, it just slides right off. And I'm like, shit. You know? So anyways, I did my thing, you know.
And you're greasing up for deliverance.
Yeah, right? You know. So I did it, you know, but I was amazed how professional it was on the set, you know. And John Carpenter had everything down, like he was like a computer, man. He had everything down as far as the lights, camera, everything was like, he had it all down, man, you know. And then I finished, you know, and, you know, split, did my thing, you know, and a few months later, I'm living in this, you know, my apartment, you know, and I get this invitation to go to the cast and crew screening of the movie. Now, I promise you guys, this is all true. This is a true story. And when I say I'm blessed, man. I'm telling you. So, because I fought I fought not doing the movie. I didn't really care about it, you know. Anyways, so I get this invitation, and I laughed. I threw it away in the trash can. I didn't even go.
Oh wow!
I didn't even go. You know, because I thought it was so stupid. They're having a cast and crew screening of this stupid piece of shit movie where they've got this mask, you know, and this killer wears a mask. It's like, how dumb, you know? But anyways, so Some time goes by, and I'm driving around or doing my thing, whatever, and I start seeing this, Halloween's playing in these theaters. And from what I remember, it had been playing in the theaters for like 5 or 6 months by the time I kind of really paid attention,
Right.
Because back then there was no on-demand or Blockbuster or Netflix or any of that shit, right? So if a movie was really good, it'll stay in the theater. If it's really good, a year and a half, because that's the only way to see it.
Right, for a long period of time.
Okay. So 5 or 6 months goes by, still playing, and I turned to my girlfriend at the time. I said, have you noticed that this movie's playing everywhere, and it's been around for quite a while now? And she was an actress model from England, And she said, yeah, I have, And I go, well, I don't know. I mean, you feel like seeing it or not? You want to go see it? And she goes, sure. Let's go see it. So, I swear to God, it's true. So I go to the local theater where I live in the neighborhood, The place is packed, of course, and everybody's, I'm sitting kind of in the back of the middle, and there was no seats, it was packed. And everybody was screaming at the theater, at the screen, in the theater when the movie's playing and stuff. And halfway through, I turned to her and I go, this movie's not too bad. She goes, that is pretty good, And that's how that happened.
Oh, it's awesome. It's an awesome story.
I think it's crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
Yeah, and look what it.
I mean, what a
turned
dumbass
into.
I was. What a dumbass, But I got
at the same time. I got to ask now, knowing that, was that attitude kind of possibly what created such hulking, silent, just flat out brutal, like scary killer without ever saying a word?
I always thought of you more like a robot.
Yeah, well, kind of like I term it as kind of like of this world, but not really of this world. Just
Right.
Like when the mask comes off, I'm like totally, completely zoned out, lost. I mean, I don't even know where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Right, and is that indifference in the role possibly part of what helped to create that persona that ended up being Michael Myers?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And some other things
wild.
too, but some other things also, but yeah, for sure. And then they want to do the Halloween 2, and my agent calls me up and they say, hey, they're asking if they, you want to do Halloween 2, and I said, hell no, I'm not wearing a mask again, Can you imagine? And she says, okay. So she'd be hanging up, and then she calls me back. She says, hey, look it. This is what they want to do. They want to use your footage from Halloween 1 that you did, of you, and put it in Halloween 2, and they'll pay you, and they'll give you the credit as Michael Myers in Halloween 2. What do you think? And I said, are you kidding me? Sign me up. I'm in. If I don't have to do shit and get paid, that's great.
Well, yeah, who wouldn't?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's epic.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question. I have a question about
Sure.
the mask for you.
Yeah.
What there was
Great story about that mask. Yeah,
in
go
the
ahead.
original film, there was 2 masks that were looked at that I know of. There was the clown mask, and
Right.
then there was the Shatner mask that was converted.
Right.
How did all that come about?
Yeah, here's what happened. Tommy Lee Wallace, who was the set designer guy, and Tommy Lee Wallace actually did the closet scene. And the reason why he did the closet scene is because it was filmed in the house, and those slats on those doors in that closet were real. And it was a very low-budget film, right? So Tommy Lee Wallace was in charge of playing Michael Myers in that scene, or the Shape, I should say, because he could use his fist to go through the slats in the exact same spot so they didn't break too many of them after 2 or 3 takes or whatever.
Right.
He was also the editor, and he helped edit. He also was in charge of finding that mask. So what he did was he went around Hollywood to costume places and stuff like that, and because they really didn't. They knew they did not want to use the clown mask that they used when he was a kid. They could, but they really didn't want to. All right.
Right.
So he's walking around all these places, and he sees this William Shatner mask. He's told me the story to my face, so I know this is true, And he said he just stared at it and stared at it and stared at it and thought, man, it's so, like, faceless and dull and nothing to it that if they did some stuff to it, it could be really frightening because it's so featureless almost,
Right.
But it does have features. And he said, plus they were only $1.89 a piece. So they went with those.
Man, I wish I could have bought cases of those back then and have them sitting around.
Go back in the past.
No shit, huh?
Now, it's hard to say if it was a rumor or whatnot, and I thought I'd ask you about the mask also. Is it true that the mask was a child's mask?
A child's mask?
Yeah, a lot of talk says that the mask that was used, the Shatner mask that was converted, it wasn't a very big mask. It was more of a child-sized mask.
Well, it definitely wasn't like a full-size adult mask, and it definitely was uncomfortable. I've never heard this story, so I can't confirm that, but it was really tight and really uncomfortable. I mean, really, really uncomfortable to wear. Because he couldn't really breathe in it too well at all. So it could be.
They can be rough.
Yeah, exactly.
Another question I had for you, and these are from some Halloween fans I know. Another big question in the Halloween community is, what color was the coveralls?
Oh, some people think it's blue or some people think it's green. It's a dark blue.
It was a dark blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, they always say it was navy blue, or it was olive wood green, or you also heard charcoal gray.
No, it was a blue. It was blue, a blue color.
Well, that's nice. That's nice to know.
No green in it.
Now I can point him back to this direction, and I'm going to say you heard it from the man himself. It was dark blue.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
And then again, the film turned around and it blew up to this huge thing. Today, it had a sequel back then, something that was unheard of for a film like that to get a sequel, and it just kept going and going.
Yeah. True enough. That's true. I mean, sequels were not done back then.
As we've said in many other shows when we've talked about different horror movies, it's got to be stated that to this day, Michael Myers is the only horror character to never be killed.
Well, yeah, true enough too. Yeah. You can't. He's pure evil. Yeah, he's pure evil. You can't do it.
Dr. Loomis said it himself.
That's right. Yeah, he was Donald Pleasance was an okay guy. He was kind of quietish. He had a dry sense of humor though. But he used to, between scenes, man, he rushed to his trailer pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't like hang out and talk and shit. Yeah.
Ah.
He was nice to me, respectful and stuff like that, and, don't get me wrong. And he wasn't like unfriendly, like overtly. He just stuck to himself,
How was it to see him on set?
Oh, are you kidding me, man? I almost shit a brick when I first met him. I'm like, damn. This is fucking Donald Pleasance, Mr. Donald Pleasance. Are you kidding me? Shit,
Well, the man's legend.
I mean, I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie The Great Escape.
No.
Yes, I have.
Oh yeah.
With Steve McQueen. I mean, I was a kid when I first saw it, and when I saw him in that, I just was like blown away. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? This guy's great.
Well, his characters that he played were so well. I mean, and he's such a good actor. Like, that's even with you. I mean, I've seen, you're off the other movies that you've played and little, I think you're a good actor. It blows me away. It's like I can only imagine how you felt to be under a mask and not really be able to be the actor you want to be.
Yeah, I met a lot of people, through the whole, Aaron thing, Happy Days and shit, a lot of people would come, a lot of actors would come just to watch because Happy Days are so big. But, I wasn't that hugely impressed with anybody but him. I was like, damn, this is Donald motherfucking Pleasant. Shit,
Yeah, that had to have been an amazing experience.
Well, yeah, when I talked to, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when I talked to John Carpenter and Erwin Yablans in the interview, I didn't even know I was going to have a scene with him. I didn't know that. They didn't even give me a script, Yeah. So
that would almost been like a fan at a convention meeting their favorite actor for the first time. You kind of starstruck, but you're still there having to work yourself.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say is we know exactly how you feel, sir, because between last week and this week, it's been, oh my God, that was Tom fucking Holland, and this week it's Tony fucking Moran. Are you? My exact words when I was told these two interviews were happening were, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, well,
that was my exact words. Are you fucking kidding me? That we got these guys coming on our show? You guys are legends. You started what a true love. I mean, and every one of us here in our own way is not just a fan. We've gotten ourselves involved with horror and everything because of the greats like you and like Tom.
Shit. Well, appreciate that, man. It's you can thank Amy for that. She's very professional and she seems like a really good chick too. Going back to the Donald Pleasant thing, I don't talk about this much either, but it occurred to me, so I'll bring it up. When he shoots me the first time, especially the first time, before he does that, I was actually through after, I pulled the mask back down.
Right.
But it was such an honor for me because I had to get shot, right? And they had somebody that could do that. And I said, no, man, I can do that because, I was a natural born athlete growing up and stuff. So they said, are you sure? And I go, hell yeah, I'll do it, man, So the first shot, I flung myself back on purpose. I did that myself. And then the next, it's supposed to be only 5 shots, but if you really watch Halloween, there's another 6 shots. He shoots me in that upstairs room. But I did that as well, and I didn't have to do it. But I said, no, I'll do it. I said, I'm just not going to fall off the balcony, and they, I'm not a stunt guy. And they laughed. They go, no, we got a stunt guy for that, because they had a stunt guy to get shot if they want. I didn't. But I said, no, man, I'll do it. Are you kidding me? Getting shot by Donald Pleasant? Fuck. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. I would have jumped right in it myself and said, shoot away. Let's do several takes of this.
Right. And he's just a little guy, and a really soft-spoken guy, but in his movies, he never overdoes anything. He's just really, really subtle, but just powerful.
Yeah, he's got that, and he's man,
he's an amazing actor.
Well, he's he's one of the characters that ever after Halloween 6 greatly missed.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Besides the other work that you've done, like you discussed about you got to be in an episode of Happy Days. Are you still doing the acting today? You working on some recent stuff?
Yeah, I do. I haven't gone back into the Hollywood scene. But I do a lot of independent movies across the country, and I have been since like 2007. So, I've been fortunate enough to do that. As a matter of fact, Felissa Rose, who was in Sleepaway Camp, the main chick in Sleepaway Camp, we're good buddies, and I guess she wanted me to be in this music video that Slayer's doing a music video that she's in, and she wants me in it. And so we're going to film it, I guess, at a place called Silver Brand Correctional Facility, a female correctional facility in downtown L.A. tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
cool.
So hopefully I get to meet Slayer.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm
That'd
talking
be
about.
epic.
Wouldn't it? Shit. It'd be awesome. I was fortunate years ago, like back in 2006 or 7, I can't remember which one, but anyways, I got to meet Pantera. They were there.
Oh, that's sweet, man. That is so
beautiful.
sweet.
Yeah, and I was.
Old dime bag.
Yeah.
I met him in St. Joe in '96 at a barbecue. Actually, it was pretty cool. It was pretty neat, man. And they were actually cooking the food.
Oh wow. Yeah, they're real down to earth guys. Yeah, they're cool.
Oh, that's sweet, man.
Now, you'd mentioned Amy earlier too. Speaking of Amy and Emery over at Malevolent Magazine, you're also going to be featured in the upcoming Legends of Halloween horror issue in October, are you not?
Yes, I am. I already did the interview through the email, and she's got it, and it's all ready to go.
Oh, see, that's great. That is going to be an amazing magazine. And you truly are, sir, one of the legends of horror. But like you said, you've done a lot more. You were in a Chips episode. You were even in an episode of The Waltons.
Yeah, I know. I did a bunch of episodic work, Heart to Heart, all the popular ones back then, California Fever and James at 15, James at 16, and a bunch of stuff. Yeah. But I did do a part last year in Boston that it was probably one of the best times I've had, and great people, great production company. They even had 3 cameras on the set, but I play a mafia don in the south city of Boston, and it's a punk rock movie, really. It's a period piece during the punk rock era. Which, it's punk rock and heavy metal. It's always been for me my whole life, so the punk rock thing.
The ungovernable force.
There you go. And, I play a mafia don, and my niece and this other cat, they're punk rockers, they come to me for help. So I put on like an East Coast accent on it, and, we filmed it in a restaurant. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is that one of the extras that was there, I didn't know until like halfway through. The producer came up to me. He goes, "Hey man, I just want to let you know that the guy sitting over there, that little guy, the little old guy over there with the hat on, sitting at the table." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "He's a real gangster guy. And he heard that you're going to be in this movie playing a mafia don, and he wanted to be in the scene with you." I'm like, "You're shitting me." And he goes, "No." He goes, Nope, for real. I'm like, "Cool." So after we finished, I went up to him, and I shook his hand. I said, "It's an honor to meet you, man," and all that. And he looks at me and he won't let go of my hand after I shake it, right?
Right.
And he's sitting at the table still. And I shake his hand, but he won't let go of my hand, right? And I say my thing, and he keeps holding on to my hand, and he looks me dead in the eye, and he goes, "I really like your voice." That's all he said. "I really like your voice."
That's epic.
Because I put on a whole accent for it and everything. But anyways, yeah, so my niece and this other guy, they come to me because in the movie the police force is taking over the city, and like a monarchy kind of thing, and the punk rockers are going for anarchy, and girls are getting raped and killed and stuff, and she's my niece and strung out on drugs and stuff because they need help, and so we have this big meeting, and I end up helping them, and taking care of some shit. So that was a good time. That was a great time.
That's also got Debbie Rochon and Lloyd Kaufman in it, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly right.
So what's it like to work with Lloyd?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, I didn't get to work with him at the same time, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I've met him. I've met him a few times. He's a really good guy, funny guy.
Yeah, Lloyd's really funny. I got to work with him myself one day. He was on set And he is laughing so hard, we let him improv all his lines. And he was coming up with stuff that we were trying to hold it in, and we kept laughing over the scenes and having to reshoot.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. He's funny.
Very funny. Do you have anything upcoming that you're going to be doing? Anything you can talk a little bit about?
Well, the music video tomorrow. There's another movie that I'm supposed to be doing next month here in L.A. called William Frost, F-R-O-S-T-E, though. And supposedly that's supposed to happen. It's got a big lineup people that are supposed to be in it, like me, William, Kane Hodder, Derek Mears, Tyler Main, a bunch of guys.
That's a hell of a list.
Bill Mosley,
everybody.
Bill Mosley, yeah. Bill
Mosley, yeah. Movie.
Yeah, if it really is going to happen, though, you know what I mean, pal?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had smoke blown my way so many times it's probably caused me cancer. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there's a lot of that out there.
Right.
I know there's.
This is even supposed to have Adrian King, Michael Berryman, Lou Temple.
Yeah. I'll believe it when I see it.
If it does, with a list like that, you can guarantee it'll be a must-see film.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I play the main character's dad who, happens to be in prison, I'm in prison, and I read the scene and stuff, and I told the director and the producer, I said, to add even more credibility, you ought to hire my buddy. His name is Rob Lothardo. I don't know if you guys know who that is or not, but he's pretty famous too, but in a different way, but kind of the same way. If you saw his picture on IMDb, you'd go, oh, I know who that guy is. You know who he is.
Right.
Anyways, he's supposedly in it too, and supposedly, they're very professional and they got everything, wired in, and I've talked to thousands of people in my time, and they seem really professional on the up and up. But they're supposed to. My part's supposed to film on September 14th, and I haven't really heard anything much about it. So we'll see. We'll see if it's really going to happen.
Right. Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick.
Now, one thing.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you're able to speak about it, but one in your list that did catch my eye is Dead Bounty.
Oh, yeah. Great film. Yeah. I filmed that a couple of years ago. They just finished this year filming it. But I started not this year, but last year. And it's about 5 bounty hunters, and we're looking for a notorious felon in Boston area. And Massachusetts, and we chase them into a forest, and it turns pretty bad very quickly because we run into a bunch of zombies and stuff.
It's good to hear that one's because just even reading the storyline, seeing the cast, and knowing you're in it, it just seems like an amazing movie.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I play. Bosk is my name, B-O-S-K. Kind of, the veteran of the bounty hunters, and I grew this huge ass mustache with a part and shaved my head and stuff, and which I still shave my head now. But yeah, it's a great part. Great movie. It's going to be a really good movie.
Well, anything with you in it, sir, is definitely watchable. And we do wish everybody the best on the William Frost project, because, I have to agree, if they pull that together, that's truly going to be, that's like the super group of horror movies right there. It's got trio. You finish off the holy trinity of Halloween for Michael Myers as vets.
Right. Yeah,
that's just one genre. Almost everybody's, I'm amazed I didn't see Ari Lehman in the list.
Yeah. It would be a dream come true and almost too good to be true, but we'll see. You know what I mean? I hope so. I hope so.
Oh no, my fingers are
And
crossed.
And they're also, already doing a William Frost 2, where I would have more of a main part in it because of my daughter, who's the lead in it. So we'll see. We'll see. It'd be great if it really happens.
We all hope so. That's for sure. I hope it does.
Fingers crossed, right?
Fingers.
Definitely. Now there is one question I know I want to ask. We all know the whole deal of Freddy versus Jason and how that went, but Freddy versus Michael Myers, who wins?
Well, I'm really good friends with Robert, But I got to tell you, the whole Freddy thing, with the long fingernail shit is kind of faggy, so I don't think he would stand a chance.
Plus, Michael Myers has never died. He's the only one.
That's exactly right.
I was kind of thinking that too. With the Michael Myers advantage, wouldn't it almost have to be a triple threat match to be fair and throw Jason in the mix?
And that's exactly right. Bring them all on. Bring them all. Come on. Bring a chainsaw too.
We need to just make Michael Myers versus Godzilla and get it over with. There's an equal fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Equal fights. I know there are fans out there everywhere fighting, sir, to keep up with you and to keep in touch with you. So before we finish out this interview, let's make sure we get out your Facebook and, of course, any upcoming events or conventions that you have in the near future.
Yeah, the next one, convention-wise, coming up is Monster Mania in Maryland the first weekend of October. So I can't wait for that one. I've never done it, and that'll be a good time. And I've got a bunch of haunts I'm doing. One of the main ones I do is a couple of them. One is called A-Trucks, a haunt attraction in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, on the Halloween weekend. And the other one I'm doing that I do every year, it's like a religion that I'm there every year, Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery in downtown Salem, Massachusetts, where they burnt the witches and stuff.
Yep.
And I'm there on the third weekend, the weekend of the October 17th weekend. I'm there. And it's some other ones, and some other ones, but more, those the other ones are kind of more rural and stuff, but yeah, those are the main ones. So,
I hear they're bringing the Halloween maze this year to, is it Orlando?
Yeah, I heard about that. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
That'd be a fun time to go through that.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too myself. I like doing those things.
They should have you down there signing autographs.
Yeah, they should, huh? That'd be fun. They're kind of real corporate, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be cheap either. I wouldn't be cheap at all. Not with them,
Oh no, not you. We're pure capitalists. Yes.
All right. Well, sir, from the bottom of our hearts, we must take the time to thank you for doing this. We know how busy you are, and you truly are one of the legends. And that's another issue. People can catch you in the Malevolent magazine, Legends of Horror. That's coming out this October as well. And yes, thank you so much. I mean, seriously, this is a true honor, and it was a privilege. And you are so humble.
Well, thank you a lot. Now, you guys did a great job, though. Also, you made me feel really comfortable and stuff. You guys are really good at what you're doing, and I'm humbled by that. You asking me, and I probably always will be for the rest of my life about this whole Michael Myers thing. But I really appreciate you guys asking me, and making it a good time for me as well.
Oh, most definitely. We were super excited. We found out you were going to come on. We were like jaws dropped on the floor. So
Nice.
This has been wonderful. And when we do the show, we like to come at it as just friends who are sharing the love for the same kind of thing, and we have fun with it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that, that's for sure. Had an awesome time with you, brother.
You know, like you're talking about how great conventions are and fans are. We try to go at the show the same way.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate you having me on, man. I really do appreciate it. It's a good time. It's a good time. I mean, you guys got some new info that even I had forgot to talk about before, you know.
That'll be a first for us.
We like to cover the entire career, not just the horror, especially when somebody's done as many things as you have, sir. Your career's spanned a lot more than just the character of Michael Myers, and we definitely wanted to make sure that we gave you a chance to discuss all of it, because it's amazing from start to finish, just like you are. And again, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man.
And we'd love to have you back for future work so we can hear what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime.
You are welcome back anytime.
Yeah, anytime you want me, man. Just let me know.
We will do that.
You got my number probably now, right?
Well, we stay in touch with Amy and Emery, so yes, we can get in touch.
Yeah, you get it through them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Our agents will call your agents, and your agents will call
We'll contact our agents. You know how it works.
It's a number thing, I think. Letters, alphabets, I don't know.
I'm a lot more casual than that. You just call me up.
Also, I would like to, seeing as this was a song that was used in your movie, I would like to give you the opportunity, if you wish to, because we're going to roll into Don't Fear the Reaper on our way out, because it is just perfectly fitting for this interview.
Cool. Very cool. Don't fear the Reaper, you know what I mean?
That's it. And I mean, but you got to fear Michael Myers, because there's just no stopping him. It's the fourth finality. I mean, it used to be Death, Taxes. No, now it's Death, Taxes, Michael Myers.
Awesome.
Well, thank you kindly again, and you have yourself an amazing evening. And yes, from the bottom of our hearts, keep up the great work. We look forward to seeing much more from you in the future.
Thank you, Tony.
You got it. I appreciate it, guys. We'll talk to you soon. We'll talk soon.
All right. Good night.
All right, man. Good night.
And that, of course, was Mr. Tony Moran, the legend, the one and only, right here on Tales of the Unknown. We'll be right back, right after Blue Oyster Cult.
Seasons don't feel the reaper, nor do the wind
It's time to lock the doors and turn out the lights. You're listening to Tales of the Unknown.
It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive.